guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Vanessa. If you're joining us for the very first time, thank you for joining us, and make sure it's not your last time, okay? If you're an existing subscriber already, and if you are yet to subscribe, please do not forget to hit that subscription button, hit the notification bell so that whenever I post videos, you'll be among the first to know. So without wasting much time, let's get right into today's video. Okay, so today's video we're going to be talking about how to plan your wedding on a budget. Yes, I know you say a lot of people have talked about this, but we cannot overemphasize on this because a lot of people go about spending so much money on weddings, forgetting that it is the marriage at the end of the day. Okay, so the first question you should ask yourself is, am I looking for an Instagram wedding, or I want a wedding for myself? These are the questions you should ask yourself. Why are you even doing this wedding in the first place? Okay, because these days a lot of us are carried away by the gram, the life of the gram. Some of those things, my sister, is packaging. Okay, so so I have 10 points here I have written down for you guys, and the first one on my list is have a budget. You cannot overemphasize this aspect, okay? Having a budget is very important. If you're getting married, yourself, your partner, you guys need to sit down and ask yourself, babes, how much do you have? How much do you have? So that you know what to put together and achieve. If, for example, you want to make do a small wedding and you're like, okay, I have 500,000. Oh, babe, how much do you have? Oh, I have 1 million. That makes 1.5 million. Okay, you can actually achieve something key. Like, it's very, very important because it will help you in knowing, okay, these are the things I need to do, these are the things I need to do. It will also help you in cutting costs a lot because you know that you're targeted towards doing a particular thing. All right, now the number 2 thing on my list says have a guest list. You can't overemphasize this, trust me. Having a guest list is very important. Your partner should have his own guest list. Yourself, you should have your own guest list, and then you put it together. You look at it together, and then you know that, okay, these are the people I want to invite to my wedding. And let me advise you, start from the very most important, because you don't just want to have people be able to feed, and you don't want people going home. Yes, I know that at the end of the day, people can still go and be like, oh, I didn't eat in her wedding, or I didn't do this in her wedding. It's a normal thing, all right? But you need to also help yourself in this process. So having a guest list is very, very important. The thing is, avoid using a wedding planner, guys. You yourself as a lady, you can double as a wedding planner. There's nothing wrong with that, trust me, because giving a wedding planner money, yes, it takes the stress off you, but also it takes some money away from you. So you need to tell yourself, okay guys, let me also do this thing. It's not difficult, all right? It's just, guys, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying do not patronize wedding planners. That's not what I'm saying. If you have the resources, please, by all means, patronize them. But if you don't have the resources, and I'm sure if you're watching this video, it is because you're trying to plan your wedding on a budget. That is why you're watching this video. So please, okay? Moving forward, have your traditional and church wedding on the same day. It has really helped a lot of people, and trust me, it will help you cut a lot of costs. Now, in terms of having your reception as one, you can have your traditional in the morning and then you have your white wedding later, say around 12. Okay, like you're cooking twice, you're renting vendors twice, you're renting everything twice. That's a lot of money there that you can actually use for something else. So right? Number 5 said, if you cannot afford a caterer, then use your family members. Like, seriously, guys, all through my traditional, my introduction, my tradition, my everything, my church wedding, everything was done by my mom and her sisters. Because you don't have this money, you're trying to cut costs, and then you're going to say, oh, let me rent a caterer, let me bring someone to come and cook for you. If you have, my sister also helped me a lot during my wedding. She was the one that took care of everything, food, in terms of making it, and in terms of serving the meal and all of that. So she really did a lot for me. By the way, she's actually a caterer, but thank God she's a family member, so she didn't charge me nothing. Okay, so if you have someone like that in the family and is willing to do that for you, fine and good, why not? But if you don't have someone, your mom and her sisters can take care of that for you. Like, at the end of the day, that's why they are there. So yeah, so if you cannot afford a caterer, please, by all means, use your family members. There's nothing wrong there. They can cook. They are the ones who taught us how to cook, Abby. So yeah, that will also help you in saving a lot of costs in terms of getting an outsider to do, or giving an outsider the job and saying, okay, do catering job for me and all of that. So number 16, the next point is, if you cannot afford a hall, then you can actually use your compound. Now, this one is relatives, like to people that have, if you have a large compound at home. I did my wedding in my father's compound. Yes, like there was no point renting a hall, you understand, because that's like, you know, giving out money to somewhere else. And I'll try and insert clips of maybe like videos or like pictures if I have it. You know, like the decoration wasn't like okay, but it was still okay. Like for me, I didn't see any reason why I'll have to spend millions on a one day thing. If you have the money, by all means, please don't get me wrong, do it. But still, I would say if you do not have the money, if you want to cut costs, you can, because this hall you're renting is just a, you don't have the resources to be putting all of that out there. So if you have a big compound, trust me, you can get a decorator that would do like a very beautiful work for you, and I'm sure you will have a beautiful day. All right, says instead of buying a suit or a wedding dress, you can actually have the suit made and rent your dress. Yes, please. A lot of people spend money on suits, on wedding dresses. I know we all want to look our best, want to look like the Barbie bride and all of that day. But please, guys, if you don't have the money, you don't have to break a bank. You don't have to do all of that because, oh, I want to take pictures for the gram. You can still rent your wedding dress. You can still have your wedding dress made. You can still, you know, have your suit, and you don't have to like spend so much money. All right, you can have your wedding dress rented for maybe 30, 40,000, 50,000 maximum, instead of spending 350 or a million. If you have the money, please, by all means, I'm not against it, but I'm sure again, like if you're watching this video, it is because you don't have such resources to pull such a wedding. All right, so the next point I said was compare prices of different vendors. Don't just look at one vendor price and say, oh, okay, this one is the absolute best. Try and compare prices as much as possible, because this would help you in cutting a lot of costs there. Again, you don't have to go just with one person. Compare the prices and see the person that will give you the best, and then also for a reasonable amount. Then another thing is when comparing your vendors, also look out for people who are in the same location as yourself. This way, in terms of say photographers and the rest, you don't have to bring people all the way from say Abuja down to your village to come and shoot for you or do this or that for you. You can use people from the same location as yourself that you know that are good and will still give you the best at the end of the day. That way you're cutting costs. It says early planning. Early planning cannot be overemphasized. It will help you a lot in terms of trying to cut costs, because when you're doing last minute thing and you're rushing, you won't be able to, you won't have varieties, or you won't have like the luxury to pick, okay, this is what I want, okay, I can go with this, or I don't have the resources for that, I can go with that. Do you understand? So yeah, early planning is key. Please, anything you're even doing in life aside wedding, early planning is very important. Another point is prioritize your need over your wants. Baby girls, this one is for you people, because I know everybody, I want to have the talk of the town wedding. Nobody cares really at the end of the day. Yeah, nobody cares. That's the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So prioritize your needs. These are the things for this wedding. These are the things I need for this wedding. I need to do this, I need to do that. I'm not saying, oh, I want this thing. Oh, I think I want this thing. Oh, I have to use the designer clutch purse. Oh, I have to use a designer shoe. Nobody is stopping you from using designers. But sister, if you cannot afford it, oh, please, just leave it aside and focus on the needs, the most important things on your list. So prioritizing your list is key, okay? Then another point here is do not rely, that's the last point, do not rely on the money you will be sprayed on your wedding day. A lot of people make this mistake, like, oh, let's go all out, let's do this, let's do that. You will go about borrowing money to have your wedding, borrowing money to do this and that, because you want to have the talk of the town wedding, and then at the end of the day, the people you invite don't even show up that way, or the people you invite don't even spray you as much as you thought, and then at the end of the day you go home owing debts. Please, my dears, by all means, do not borrow for your wedding, okay? You don't have to borrow money. You don't have to break the bank. If you follow some of these rules I've given to you, or some of these steps or tips I've given to you, trust me, you would have a seamless wedding without stress, and you come back to your house with a calm mind, with your mind at ease and all of that. All right, so those are the little tips I have, and I decided to share with you guys. I'll try as much as possible to also insert some of the wedding pictures I have from my own wedding. Okay, and yes, I didn't do anything luxurious, I didn't do anything so big, but I'm happy at the end of the day. Like, it went well, it was a success, that's all I can say. Okay, so if you have watched to this very moment, still do not forget to click on the notification bell. All right, subscribe to our channel, watch all our videos. We have beautiful videos, you're going to learn from a lot, and trust me, we're bringing more to you guys soon. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Okay, bye.
I look at you and it's easy to see you are that someone I've been trying